All right, we are live, question mark, and ready with plot B of the Eldingheim campaign. Woohoo! We're here with our wonderful what would you guys call yourself? Because you're the three T's in character. What are you out of character? Are you the k the k noise?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Sure.
All right. So, who here is there anyone here who wants to read the last session recap, which would have been episode 34.
30?
34. Yeah. So, if one of you guys want to read that, feel free to, but if you'd like me to read it instead, I'm okay with that.
None of us can make decisions.
I know. I'll do it. All right. So last session for our wonderful plot beers. That's not the recap. That's the session notes. Let's look. Right. Session 34, the Serpent Caves. The trio finds themselves in caves fabled to have been carved by the world serpent. Tibor, crushed by rubble, was stabilized by Tavi moments before his death. Tiril examines the injury and heals him, leaving him healed, but with a broken shoulder. Tavi, the only one with dark vision, leads the way for what feels like days in the caves. There are no signs of life within. A crack in the wall reveals itself to be the entryway to a room dedicated to a wall carving of Jormungandr, the world serpent and the nemesis of the Jotun. The party finds a dead drow crushed beneath a boulder with dark staining around his mouth. A bowl with a snake's head hooking its fangs over the bowl stands at the end of the room. Tavi notices a single droplet of what he believes to be the world serpent's poison on the fang. He rips some cloth from the drow's body and uses it to soak up the droplet. They agree to keep the fabric in Tiril's coin. They depart from the cavern and the party notices a massive smear of blood along the rock tunnel walls days later and decide the world serpent may be injured. Soon, they find more natural caves and encounter a horde of Draugr. Tiril transforms into a polar bear to fight, and Tavi fights alongside her. Tibor casts suggestion on a skeleton to turn it against the other undead and succeeds. It chases away the two skeletons. So technically, I think that means Tibor was the most effective in that fight because he took out 3 skeletons with 1 spell. The party then began to hear a man chanting in Druidic. They see a druid spectated by ravens casting a spell on a dead tree in the middle of a natural pool. Tavi realizes that man is Andor the Reviled, attempting to cast true resurrection. On the hillside drear, the fir tree dies, having neither needles nor bark. It is like a man whom no one loves. Why should his life be long? The trio tries to hide from the archdruid, and Tavi kicks a loose stone into the water. Andor sees them and sends his ravens at them, who are chanting, Askertre, Askertre. Tavi's eyes go dark as he casts darkness to trap Andor inside. Tibor tries to put Andor to sleep unsuccessfully, and he tries to run back into the dark cavern to hide. Tavi and Tiril land a few hits on the swarms of ravens, run, trying to locate Tibor in the darkness. Tibor motivates Tavi and Tiril to run, granting them temporary hit points. The ravens hear his shout and close in on him. Tavi runs to Tibor, and Misty steps to shove Tibor out of the way of the swarm of the ravens. Tavi gets attacked by the ravens, but lifts his hand to cast Hellish Rebuke, slaying the swarm. Tiril, hearing the yell, rushes over and takes out the remaining swarm. After Tavi drops his concentration on the darkness, Tavi sees the strange purple orb in Andor. It is the giant eye of a snake. The party then flees from Andor. Alright, so, last session, you guys are currently in the process of running away from Andor. What is your goal? Is your goal to run and hide, or are you just running until you can't feel your legs anymore? What's the plan?
Scary. I'm gonna run quite far.
Yeah, I feel like we're just booking it.
Booking it, alright. As you're all booking it, as you put it, you hear kind of the sounds of the cawing ravens kind of echo throughout the echo throughout the tunnels as you run, and it kind of gives you the impression that the sounds are following you and that the ravens are following you. That is not. I'll say you run for maybe a couple hours or so before you feel you're no longer being followed and you are exhausted. You don't have the exhausted thing, but good. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So we'll say that Tiril is exhausted. She ran too fast.
Too speedy for bear.
I will say after an hour, I think it is, the wild shape wears off. I'm gonna double check that really.
I believe it is an hour.
Oh, it's 3 hours. Sorry.
3 hours?
Yeah, it's 3 hours because it changes. It's your class level divided by 2 rounded down. So, okay. Carrie, if you heard that, was that the thing? We're talking about, yeah? Okay. So, you are at the end of your wild shape at this point because you can stay in your beast form for 3 hours. So you you all have ran down for a couple hours, and at this point you guys are exhausted and followed. Would you like to do? You still see the endless tunneled caverns, or if you don't see in dark, you don't. It's just darkness if you don't have.
I got special boy eyes.
Tavi with his special boy eyes.
Fuck.
Yeah, what's the plan, Stan?
You say that in character.
No.
Who's Stan?
Stan, what's Stan? K-pop Stan, not in this Eldingheim.
There isn't even a Korea yet.
Aw, we have an audience.
Yay! Yeah, we'll just give Carrie a minute. Oh, for our audience who cannot comprehend what's going on right now, I believe Carrie has some people checking their make sure like it's clean from out or something like that. So that just so happened to happen. As our luck. Ooh, Kelly, what's that?
Smoked salmon, cucumber, cream cheese, and a sushi roll.
Good choice.
Harry has been plunged into darkness.
As just like Tiril. Yeah, you guys need to put blindfolds on just to enhance the role-playing experience.
Not me. How dare you?
Alright. So
I'm alone again. Nice.
Right.
Sorry.
We're back then. Yeah, you like I said, you've been running for a while. How do you handle yourself after? You know, I'd say everyone except Tiril almost dying.
Oh.
Halfway there.
Halfway there.
You know, like when you have so much adrenaline, you just start laughing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like, that was weirdly hilarious. How did we survive that?
I'll say, Tavi and Tibor, you notice as Tiril in her bear form just starts like making this weird hacking noise, and she transforms back into a human. It just comes out as this psychotic laugh.
Tavi is shooketh, to say the very least.
Wait, put it?
Why? My icon is glowing and I do not know why. What is this?
Might
What
just
did
be
you
a
do?
Discord.
No, it's a DBO.
Oh.
Glow.
Oh, I did that. I gave that to you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So, yeah, Tabor, how are you feeling? I don't hear anything, I just see you sob.
I see you.
Is my mic? No, okay, now it's working. It's
There
just
you
being
go.
very selective when it wants to pick up.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything, but I just saw you sob.
Just completely silent sobbing.
We hear a hiccup every now and again.
Oh.
And
Is
you
not
hear-
is not okay.
Every time you hear the echo of like a big inhale. So
Well, this is a mixture of emotions.
Mhm. I feel like we should walk a little bit longer, then find a place to rest for a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
I won't force you to do a survival check because, to be honest, everything looks the same. So I'll say, how much longer do you want to walk?
30 minutes more, hour more. Who knows? No concept of time.
Right. I'll say you guys were sprinting for a while, so you probably can only travel another 30 minutes or so before getting tired. Tiril, you have a spell called Goodberry, right?
Yeah.
And that can make up to 10 berries in your hand, and one is all you need to basically satisfy yourself for the day. So thankfully, you guys are not starving thanks to Tiril. So I will say from now on, just have one spell slot marked because you'll probably be using that once a day just for fun.
Thanks, Tiril. What do the berries taste like, Lauren?
I don't know. Harry, what do you want them to taste? We can have them be spicy if you want. Spicy berry.
I was thinking like a weird mixture, like a chili chocolate. You know, like when it's just something strange and it doesn't taste exactly right, but it's still good.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, hey, try this thing. You eat it, and then you have a weird face, and you're like, let me try it again. I don't know if I like it yet. All right.
That's fun.
Okay. I will give you guys a full night's rest. You will have to each do a survival check for the fire. So I would like everyone to make one survival check to keep the fire going for the night. And it's only if you fail by 5 or more on the constitution check that you get exhaustion. I realized that recently. I think I might have mentioned that last session, but I have been running that a lot more intensely than I was supposed to. I totally forgot about that. So, who would like to take the first watch?
I can. I'll
All right.
volunteer.
Tiril, could you make a survival check to keep the fire?
It's over 20.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're fine. Tiril creates a beautiful, amazing fire effortlessly. Next person.
That's Tibor.
I got a 19.
What'd you get?
19.
19. Oh, beautiful fire. You guys are too depressed to be cold tonight. You're keeping good care of that fire.
I'm gonna put it out.
Yeah, now it's Tavi's turn, -1.
I'm gonna put it out.
What is
Can I
it?
use my tinderbox?
I'll say yes, if you still have your tinderbox on you. I'll say
I
at
do
this
have
point
my
it has
tinderbox.
dried out from the avalanche. So I'll say you can use it. So mark down 1 for your tinderbox. Does it go out? What'd you roll?
3 for a 2.
Yeah, Tibor just passes the fire. I'm like, don't fuck this up. It's too good. Goes to sleep, immediately fucks it up.
Yeah. I don't. How many times does a tinderbox work? Is
I
it
think
one
it's
tinderbox per?
I think it's 10. Let me check your inventory real quick.
I've only had one, but it's only been one this entire campaign, so I never knew.
Oh no, this just has flint fire, so you can relight the fire with your box. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so da-da-da. You're all fully rested. Woo!
Yay.
You
Yay, long
have
rest.
full HP. All of your so all the wild shapes have come back. All of the class abilities have come back, and your spell slots are cleared.
Nice.
All of my 36 health.
Woo!
What were you at?
6.
Okay. Well, just for time's sake, because there's really no point in explaining the tubes much more than I already have. I'll say that you continue to travel for maybe another day or so. But eventually, I'll say you all probably hear this as you're walking down the tunnels. Hear what sounds like a distorted echo of screech. It doesn't sound human or really even non-human, mainly because of how distorted it is. This shout has traveled miles down this cave and just progressively gotten fucked up.
It's far away.
I had no other choice but to keep going. Unless you want to go back and talk to Andor again.
Do any of you wish to try to identify it?
Sure.
Sure.
With a nature check, try and figure out if it's human or not.
I'm pretty sure yours is. So I only have a +1 to nature, so I will
Mine's a
help Tavi.
+2. Okay.
Okay.
You gonna help me?
Yeah.
Tavi dice, if you roll under a 10 again, you're going in jail. It's another 3 and a 15. Okay.
Okay.
Jail for this one for a 17.
Alright, with the 17, I'll say, Tavi, you're not quite sure. There's a little voice inside of you telling that.
You gonna share?
Yeah.
Just give Tavi a
I'll,
minute.
I'll say, like, it could be demonic. Stay vigilant.
Great! Wonderful! We have bear crows and now demons.
Just another
Is
to
that
add to the list.
insensitive? Tavi, is that insensitive?
It's too dark to see, but he squints at you.
Your silence concerns me. I'm sorry.
Sensory deprivation is getting to me. I need to know. Alright.
If it's a demon, we'll handle it.
Great confidence.
Shut
You-
the
can
fuck
you
up,
hear-
Tiril.
Can you hear Edison in the background?
Is that Edison?
That's Edison. Alright. There we go. So, another day goes by, and maybe only a couple hours into your endless march forward, you see ahead of you lies a massive, dark cavern that engulfs a portion of. You notice as you get closer to it, it appears to have been a sinkhole in the cave, or a collapse of it. You see ahead of you on one side of the sinkhole is a small graveled pathway created by the collapse heading downwards deep. However, Tiril, you notice just with a little bit your good perception. Wait, no, it's dark. Never mind. Tavi notices this. You can't see shit. So Tavi, you notice with your dark vision, kind of out of the corner of your vision, to be a rope. A rope tied to a rock. Get closer and you see 2 ropes. You notice these 2 ropes actually holding large stepping stones of rock crossing the sea. Like a bridge made of stone, no railings. You can't see to the other side of it. Like to do?
I'm gonna light a torch so the other two can see what the hell's going on.
Blinded.
I'm
Sunlight.
blinded. Let your
You
eyes
just
adjust
start
a little
crying.
bit.
I haven't seen light in days. Yeah, you guys are gonna get on the surface and then immediately become snowblind.
Yeah,
Have we just all been like holding hands, leading each other?
pretty much. That
Yes.
I like to be like tied like a rope around our waists, you
Oh
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
'cause no contact, obviously.
Like one of those, Tavi just has everyone on like those like kindergarten leashes.
I love that.
Jelly, you could draw that.
It's like a little. Oh wait, I have the perfect meme.
Just with like arms out,
Yeah.
like feeling around because we're totally blind.
I know exactly where this is going, Kelly.
Good. Hang on. Keep talking, Lauren.
Alright. So, yeah, you have two choices, or at least two choices: engage with the bridge or engage with the pathway.
So it's a gravel pathway, and then a very concerning stone bridge.
Yes.
Hmm.
Or put 2 instead of 3.
You
Right.
said that the gravel pathway was caused by the sinkhole, right?
Could investigate further if you'd like to see it's man-made, but it does look relatively natural from first glance. Would you like to make an investigation check?
Sure.
Okay.
Tavi, yours is probably better than mine if you want.
Yeah, it could help.
I have a
So,
one.
what's your investigation? What is investigation? What is the
My
Investigation is intelligence.
investigation? It's. You don't want my help.
How
Uh,
about you, Tavi?
Tavi's the
Tibor
smart boy. 14 intelligence.
Tibor can hold the torch.
Yeah.
Hold,
That's
hold
help.
the, hold the
Like
That's
light.
a help action,
experience.
yeah. You could do that.
Okay,
That
I'll
stone
hold this
looks
torch.
stepped on. I've seen those before.
The floor here is made out of floor.
Please be careful. I
Okay.
worry for you too.
Alright, what do you roll?
I guess we're. Oh, I haven't rolled yet. Oh, yikes! 11.
11? Can't tell with an 11.
Shit.
Should we investigate the bridge then?
Well, that was obviously man-made because,
Oh, well, yeah.
yeah, because it was.
Man or not man?
Oh, well, depends on how racist you are.
Pretty racist. Have you seen where I've grown up? What do you guys think?
As much as I know it's a bad decision to go down further, I kind of want it to.
I'll say, if you want to get a better look at that bridge, I can let you know how dangerous.
Give us a danger rating.
Okay. Tavi, because you're really, other than the torch, unless you go up there with the torch, I'll say you'll notice every foot and a half, there's a larger, like, kind of flat stepping stone that kind of goes across this bridge. But with your dark vision, you know your dark vision extends at least like 50, 60 feet. It's still going. So, and there are no railings. So this is one of those bridges where if you stop moving, you die.
Thin is it? Like
I'll
one
say that
person?
each stepping stone is probably like big or so. Maybe how would I put it? Large dinner plate size.
So you're saying I could weasel my way across?
Oh yeah, you're fine. You're fine. I'm worried about everyone else.
Yeah. Tiril, you can weasel for like 3 hours. Do you want to go out and see if there's an end to it?
Then I can't communicate back unless I go
Skitter
here.
back.
And then, like, how loud is a weasel? You know?
Just, I don't know. How loud are we? You turn into a loud rodent.
There are, you
we're
can take a
loud
look at
rodents.
the wild shape list.
Yeah, that mouse that screams.
Yeah. That'd be really small.
1 scream for it's safe, 2 for it's not safe.
Because technically, I could be like a bat.
You can't have a fly speed yet. You are not high enough level to do that.
A ground bat. A rat.
A rat. I can be a rat.
In German, bat, I think they're called Fledermäuse, which means flying mice.
Oh, that's cute.
Let's take a look at this. Take a look at that wild shape list, see if we can come up with something. Because the only real limitation is that you have to know and have seen the animal.
It'd be a dog.
Yeah, well, do you think a dog would be able to cross this easily?
I don't. What's a dog's dex? I don't know. Well-trained dogs, they're pretty dexterous.
You would probably want something with a climbing speed, so you wouldn't have to worry about falling off or just holding onto the rope.
Cat.
Yeah, a cat would probably be easier.
Could be a cat.
Be a cat.
The cat is the one that doesn't have like dark vision or blind sight, because I feel like that would be useful.
Right, because that was stupid, and I don't understand why cats don't have some sort of dark vision. But whatever, it's not.
Yeah, even the lizard has dark vision.
Yeah, what the? Lizards don't.
An octopus has dark vision. The rat has dark vision as well. Could I just squeak really loud?
Yeah, you could try, but again, you don't know how long that bridge goes across for.
The worst case scenario, you skitter back to us, and then we follow.
Yeah, I'll be a rat.
Right, do you want to be a normal rat or a large rat?
Could a large rat film?
New York rat, let's go.
You could be a giant constrictor snake.
And
just weave your way through it.
There's also a giant weasel.
Oh, that's also
Probably
that also
too big.
works.
Is it too big? It's a medium beast.
Yes.
And that has dark vision. So that would fit, right?
Yeah.
I'll just be a giant weasel then. I'm used to weasels. I like to weasel my way around. I'll go.
Okay, it says that weasels produce 4 basic vocalizations, which include the chirp, hiss, trill, and squeal. The chirp is a loud, harsh sound emitted when the animal is disturbed. So
cool. I'll make a disturbing noise if I see anything disturbing.
Sounds good. Could you please make either an athletics or an acrobatics check as the weasel?
Yes. 19.
Okay, yeah, you're good. So with 19, you both see Tiril as this little, not little, never mind. You're a large, this massive white weasel kind of grab onto the rope and begin skittering its way down. And even though your giant weasels aren't particularly heavy, you do notice the rope kind of like bounce behind it and it begin to sway. But Tiril, you make your way across the bridge without much difficulty. However, when you reach the end, I'll say you estimate this to be anywhere from 90 feet to 120 feet long. So it's a pretty nasty bridge, but you do make it to the other side and just notice the
Okay. I'm gonna scare back then, probably, because I need to tell them what's going on. I feel like if I squealed now, they would assume to come across, and
Okay.
I don't think coming across is
You
great.
gotta roll it again now.
Oh, fuck. Ooh, 14.
Okay. With a 14, you get onto the rope, but it's still swinging and swaying from you kind of making your way on it last time. And as you're kind of walking across, you do find yourself like slipping, and your little weasel claws like kind of latch onto the rope, but you're still able to kind of pull your way through. That was the DC.
Fuck. You're about to give me a heart attack. I was like, I'm gonna fall right now. Oh, okay. I'm gonna weasel back to them.
You make it back. You vaguely remember the feeling, and you're never gonna forget of being hung by your nail for a split second.
Oh. I'm gonna make one of those like kind of but higher pitch.
You guys
Now I'm
hear,
gonna just make animal noises.
you hear a slight perturbed wee. All right, but you are able to safely make your way back.
All right, that's a no-go, guys.
Well, guess the only other option is down.
Woohoo!
As you all head your way down this strange gravel path, the longer you travel on it, the more plausible it becomes that this could have been man-made. There are occasional times where you find yourself having to leap over small gaps and rocks. But overall, it does appear to have a small, like it was kind of dug into the wall slightly and spiraling its way down this abyss of a... You have the torch lit right now. How much light does a torch emit?
Runs for 1 hour.
Well, how much light?
Oh, bright light for 20 feet and dim light for 20.
All right.
I could also cast thaumaturgy and make it a little bit brighter.
Okay, so your dark vision does extend past it. What I was
Yeah.
wondering.
Yeah.
Okay. As you head down the cave, you start to hear sounds of like rock shuffling, the sounds of, rocks kind of falling off the pathway that you're traveling and just skittering down into the darkness. But once again, Tavi, hear that screech. And this time, it's much more clear. And this time, you are sure. You all hear it. Just keep moving.
Just keep moving. He's gonna like just be more ready to whip out his weapon.
Okay, so you are readied. Now you will know.
Yeah.
You can't be caught by surprise, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right. As you travel further downward, Tiril, as Tavi is kind of keeping his eye on the path ahead, you find your eyes catch on something slumped up against the wall. Tiril, you notice what appears to be the body of a very heavily injured Drow. You notice the pale kind of lavender skin with that white face paint on its face. You see that as you get closer, he has a massive burn up against his neck and kind of creeping onto his face, as well as two massive gashes, one across his stomach and one on his arm. What would you like to do?
I would like to suddenly stop and jolt, and hopefully that,
The rope you're all connected by just kind of jolts a little bit as Tiril stops in her tracks.
Ahem. Just point and make a little gesture. Thanks.
I'll say it
Nothing.
looks, from first glance, looks very fresh, but you'd have to check to know much more.
I'm gonna
I'm scared. Help me. Pick me up, Mom.
keep standing watch. And I'm gonna tell Tiril and Tibor to search the body, because maybe he has something helpful on him.
I'd also like to see if he's just like what happened to him. Is
Okay.
it fresh?
How about this, Tiril? You can do a medicine check to figure out what happened, and Tibor, do you want to do an investigation check to see what's on the body?
I think that's a bad idea, but I can try.
I got a dirty 20.
Okay. With a dirty 20, before Tibor even touches the body, you realize, oh god, he's still alive. But barely. He's got that beautiful kind of white hair that's partially stained in blood from his wound next to him. You see this massive right bow kind of laying beside him. As you kind of go up to touch the body to begin looting a little bit, it flinches just so slightly, and you notice his eyes slightly squint.
Hello.
By the gods.
He kind of squints his eyes a little and very slowly opens them to what you notice with the torchlight are completely black eyes with purple irises and huge black pupils, and they glow slightly. And as the drow lifts its head and looks at you all, he looks disoriented as he focuses on each of you. Looks I don't think scared's the right word, but extremely hesitant at your presence, and doesn't make an aggressive move. He looks too bad.
Me insight that.
Insight check.
Exploit a dying man. Who, what, when, where, and why.
Tavi being lawful neutral, showing. Sometimes we forget he's not lawful
21.
good. With a 21?
Yeah. I've been doing good.
As he looks at you, the initial shock comes from, I don't recognize you. Like, who are you people? I must be dying. Like, this is a figment of my imagination. He mumbles something under his breath in, well, you neither, I don't think any of you know how to speak giant, but I'll say Tavi, you're familiar with a couple giant words, and Tibor, like you've read some poetry in giant before. You might not have understood it completely, but you know some of the words, and even though you may recognize some of the words coming out of his mouth, it makes no sense, as canonically they're speaking in a coded gibberish. So you don't know what he just said to himself, but he mumbled something.
Can I offer him some water? Do I have any left in my water skin?
You probably don't, because you're getting your sustenance from the goodberry.
Oh.
Do probably have more good berries though.
From Tiril? Or did I keep some in my pocket?
I think
I
that
have to
they
ask
each
Tiril.
last 24 hours, and you can make up to 10.
Interesting.
So I'm
Tiril,
assuming
can
you're
we
making
save
like
these
10 of them,
birds?
putting in your little purse, and then taking them as needed. So.
Not the poison purse, though.
No, not that coin purse. A poisoned goodberry. Oh.
Okay, that's so terrible.
I'll probably like look back to, because I'm assuming it's me and Tabor that are up close, and Tavi is like back behind us, I'll like look back at Tavi like what did he do?
Does he speak common?
Don't know.
Ask him.
I'll turn back. Do you speak common?
He, still disoriented, looks up at you. It just doesn't process.
Turn around. No.
What was your medicine check again?
It was like 20,
Mine?
I think. Yeah.
Is he like dying as in like on his last death save dying, or like dying as in
I'll say, Tiril, this man is severely injured and can no longer continue to move in the state he is. He absolutely could bleed out, but you'd know infection is probably more what he will die of. So he's not dying right now, but those wounds will probably get infected if he doesn't do something.
Is this what Tavi's asking me about?
Yeah, this is what you figured
Yeah.
out from your medicine check.
Yeah. Could help him.
could help him, and he'd be able to lead us out of the tunnel, or at least somewhere safer than out in the open.
But we don't know who else is in here with us.
I can help you. I have decent wisdom. You want to try and stabilize him?
I could definitely, like
I mean, I could give him a little high five by lay on hands.
You all have healing spells!
We do, but do we want to use it?
I'll take that risk. I'm not racist.
Tibor, our local good boy. If Tibor does, Tavi won't stop him, but he's like has his maul ready.
Yeah.
Just in case.
As soon as I can find my healing spell, where did it go?
Is it Rickard that has like understand language or something?
Yeah, comprehend language.
right.
Does he speak infernal by chance?
He doesn't speak it, but he could comprehend it with that spell.
Not does this guy speak infernal.
No.
Damn it.
They speak their own language, which would be considered Drowish.
Tavi didn't pay attention in Spanish class.
I don't think I have healing spells, actually.
I
Sh-
do.
Shout at him, give him temporary HP. Or like motivate.
Yeah,
If he
motivate him.
Hang in there, buddy.
Alright, well, I know Tiril does, and then Tavi has lay on hands.
Mhm.
Yeah, are you I want, because I've not had an answer if we're supposed to help him. Well, are we?
I want to help him. I just don't have the means of helping him.
I can.
Don't
Fair, eye
heal
contact.
him that much, but you can stabilize him.
Goodberry gives him 1 hit point.
Give him a good berry.
Should I do like a is it a first level cure wounds enough to stabilize?
You only need 1 hit point to stabilize.
Oh, okay. Well, then a good berry's fine.
Alright, so you're just gonna shove a Goodberry down his throat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
He, actually, as you're doing this, you notice he kind of resists it, oddly enough. You're like, I'm trying to save your life, buddy. But he's too weak to put up too much of a fight, and eventually, like, is kind of able to start... He didn't like that at all. You're like... starts,
chili chocolate.
coughing, and you notice that his tongue is actually split in half.
Oh.
So as he coughs, you see it, like, split a little bit in his mouth. You're like, ugh! But he begins coughing a little bit, and immediately opens his eyes, appears more aware, and looks around, and looks at all 3 of you, wide-eyed, and on guard.
Tibor, grab his longbow.
What?
Take his longbow.
It's a longbow. Did I miss that?
No, he had a big great bow next to him, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can pick that up.
confiscate, please.
I'll go ahead. Okay. I'll pick it up, but
It's
I
your
don't want to
it's
take
the
my
size
eyes
of
off
you.
him.
You drag it. The drow, I'll say this guy is
I'll step on it.
this guy is maybe like 7'8".
Oh, he's scary suddenly.
Yeah.
I forgot. These are big Drow.
Because they have the sex with giants.
Okay. So I'll go ahead. I'll stand on the bow, but I'd like to continue facing the Drow, and I put my hands up like I'm not here to fight you. I don't want to fight you. Not aggressive. Easy.
He furrows his eyes at all of you, but he still stays sitting and slumped up against the wall. Then you hear, once again, another shriek come from the abyss once more. And he and his ears perk up, and he looks down, kind of down the path, and looks back at you. Looks down the path, puts his hand down, slowly begins to stand. He starts walking towards it.
We should follow.
Yeah, we should follow.
Sir and/or ma'am, I don't think that's a good idea.
He begins to he continues to walk. He notices you guys start to follow him, so every maybe 15-30 seconds or so he jerks his head behind to look at you. Still very, very suspicious of all of you, but as he gets closer, he begins to walk a little bit slower and pushes himself up against the wall. He looks towards all of you and goes, "Shh."
Hey, we stealthing.
Stealth time. Everyone roll some stealth.
Or can I have a bardic inspiration, please? I'm not stealthy.
Tavi, I know that it didn't go great for you last time, but I know you can be a nice, quiet boy.
Wait, do I still have the deer horns?
You do, so you cannot be detectable by spells.
I'll at least, confidence boost of those to. I'll give them to Tavi. I'm good at stealthing. I'm fine.
Are those? Hold on, I gotta check to
I-
see if those are attuned to you or not. Because if they
Oh,
are,
okay.
then wondrous item unequipped. No, those are not. So you can just give them to Tavi. But keep in mind, all it is you can't be targeted by divination magic or scrying sensors. You can still be seen. You just magic can't detect you.
It's more confidence boost, you
Got
know?
it. All right, sounds good.
Give him some confidence in that.
All right,
What's bardic inspiration? He has a D8.
I believe it's a D8.
Yeah, it's
No.
1d8.
Okay, wait. This would be.
23.
I'm gonna cry. Okay. So what happens when I accidentally slap Tibor in the ass and he goes
So, all right, I'll carry Tibor. What did you roll for stealth?
I rolled great.
Because the drow rolled a 14.
I
did 20 something because I have a 17 plus what stuff.
There you go.
7.
What? Tibor, Tavi. Oh, that's a 5. Tavi, what did you roll?
7.
Oh,
You guys!
You know,
what
if
the fuck?
I may,
yes.
I think what happened was, as Tavi was looking at this drow, he got distracted and ran into Tabor, which made his armor clink, and then I also dropped the bow, which fell and made another loud clink. And now we both made a lot of noise just now.
All right. So,
Loud clinks.
okay. All right.
Those are the worst at stealth.
It's time to share my screen. Oh, that would be
I'd like to cast Find Steed.
Kuma, where are you? Okay. Go. So this is your little drow buddy. We'll have you guys all pushed up against the wall right here. What order are y'all in?
Probably Tiril in
rolling
front,
initiative?
Tibor in between her and Tavi.
Alright, who's holding the torch? Is it gonna be Tibor holding the torch again?
I think Tibor.
Okay. Okay. We're all traveling like this.
Yeah, looks right.
And I'm gonna quickly...
Everyone promise not to die.
Okay. As you all begin to move forward and you hear the sound of the clank, like Tibor runs into Tavi a little bit, and Tavi kind of hits the wall, and as his armor hits the stone wall, you hear like this big clank, and the drow just turns its head slowly and looks at you, and you hear that screech once more. It's time for you all to roll initiative!
Fuck you guys. This is terrible.
I'm not stealthy. I'm a paladin. I have big boy armor that go clink clink because I want to be manly.
Mhm. You're very manly in this
Tibor
moment.
rolled a 5 for initiative.
Katie, I need you to stop using the robot. I think that's what needs to happen.
No, I
Like,
think this is a
Isn't the
sign.
robot almost what made you roll like death saves in the last session and almost killed you?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Like, robots suck. Don't use robots.
No, robots, D&D Beyond, physical dice, they all just hate Tabor specifically.
True. True. He does not
I'm
have
so
much
sad.
luck.
This is so sad.
Tabor survives from pure force of will. No luck involved. Alright, Tiril, Tavi, what did you roll?
11.
11 for
15.
Tavi. Hey. Again. So, you do not move first in initiative. As a matter of fact, Tavi, and you all hear this. You hear the sounds of not the same demon shriek you heard earlier, but you hear these small little screeches of what sound like a mixture between a pig and a bat.
I hate that.
As you see they were starting more right out of from the dark vision and the torch. You see these small they don't have wings, but they are kind of like dragging themselves on the ground as they kind of screech and begin running towards you.
Oh.
Around the corner. You, at this point, after hearing these, they're called dretches, run towards you. You hear the sound of what appears to be other drows shouting commands from behind them. Like, oh, I don't know, you just revealed their position too.
Oh.
So, the dretches. The first dretch here is going to get kind of close to you guys right here, and he is going to let out his I think it's called a fetid cloud. It's like a stinky cloud, and he's gonna put it right here. So if that is the case, you see as a disgusting green gas just kind of comes out of the mouth, nose, and ears of the dretch as it spits at you this disgusting, smelly cloud that resembles it's a sulfury, rotting smell. And anybody who's within that green cloud, which would just be Tiril, please make a Constitution. Oh no, it's only if you start your turn in there. Don't worry. So you're fine for now. So that one's gonna let out its little cloud, and this other one is gonna run up towards Tiril, and it is going to attempt to bite and claw at you. It's going to do one claw attack. Does a 16 hit.
Yes.
You take 6 points of slashing damage as its two tiny little claws, because these things are only like a foot or so tall, kind of like start scratching at you as it lets out a squeal. Its second attack is going to be a bite, which also is a 16 to hit. You take 5 piercing damage from the bite, as well as this tiny little rodent creature comes up to you and bites you. You haven't got much of a good look at them other than the fact that they're kind of pig and bat-like, but they appear to be white. They appear to have like white fur and black noses, from what you notice. Alright, so that is the Dretch's turn. Tiril, it is your turn. Please make a Constitution saving throw. You are with really close to Tavi, so you get that bonus. Oh no, what did you roll?
How much is the bonus?
+4.
Still bad. 7.
Okay. Tiril, you are poisoned until the start of your next turn. You can now take either an action or a bonus action, not both, and you can't take reactions. As the smell is just overwhelming for you. What would you like to do?
Polar bear. Because it's my go-to
Polar
now.
bear? Okay. Boop. As you shift into this polar bear, you push the drow aside a little bit, who looks back at you in even more, like, disdain and fear now.
Oh, well, shit.
Okay. You have used your bonus action to wild shape, so that is it. That's the only thing you can do.
Cool.
Up next, it is Tavi, your turn.
Cool. I'll hold my breath, run in, and try to get a couple of whacks on the closest one.
Alright, you run into the cloud. You didn't start your turn there, so you're okay. You run in there,
Okay.
hold your breath. Please roll to attack the Dretch.
2 attacks. Are you kidding me?
What'd you roll?
Hang on. 2 12s.
Great, its AC is 11.
Awesome.
So,
Okay.
both of them hit.
So-
Roll damage.
First attack. I'm rolling shit today. Oh my god. Okay. 8 bonk damage for the first attack. And 13 for the second.
Alright, the first one is down as your first hit disorients it and your second one knocks it out.
Alright, I would like to take another 5 feet of movement and step out of the cloud and, like, suck in some fresh air. Like, nasty.
Here you go. And then you go back in. So, now, do you get that thing I was thinking of at level 7? Let me check, because everything you're doing is good. I just want to check to see if you have... Okay. So, you have something called a Relentless Avenger, which basically means if you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, you actually can move. So, keep that in mind next time you have an opportunity attack.
Oh, yeah.
So, there you go. You have, that one dead. Alright. Up next, it is... turn. Oh, it's that thing's turn. Tavi, once again, you hear a screech from the darkness. As you don't even see what decides to hurl flame at you. Coming out from the darkness, you see a 2 large you remember those flaming barbs you saw on the Lake of Drowned Demons? It's this one, but bigger.
Mm.
The spines lit aflame are crooked like corrupted black branches and giving off this flame that's more red than usual, as both of them are going to be aimed at you, Tavi. You have resistance to fire, keep that in mind.
Mm.
Alright. Tavi does a 16 hit.
Yes.
Does a... That's a 16 and a nat 20.
Bring it on.
Alright. The first one does 12 damage, reduced to 6.
Mm-hmm.
The second one does 11 damage, brought up to 22, reduced back to 11 damage.
Wait.
But you hear that demonic howl come from within the darkness, and you once again hear the sound of Drow shouting. And Tiril, you can even pick out the sound of arrows being shot into the darkness. Okay, that is the end of its turn. Up next, Tibor. There's a stinky cloud.
I would like to step to my left, kind of get away from the cloud, and I would also like to cast Motivational Speech, because I think that should reach everyone.
Alright, let's take a look at... Because I think, I don't know, do you do motivation on everyone around you, or is it one person? Just Alzay stuff. Whether they have a... Choose up to 5 creatures within range that can hear you. Okay, so yeah, everyone. Are you including the Drow?
I am including the Drow.
Okay, sweet. What level are you casting it at?
I will cast it at 3rd level.
3rd level, alright, so that will be 5 temporary hit points for everybody.
Big.
Alright,
What do you say to tickle our hearts, Tibor?
I have a feeling this fight's going to be worse than it looks on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Just get that ready. And I'm going to just hold the light, and I'm not going to get closer to these guys.
You have a crossbow, maybe?
Requires 2
'Cause I thought
hands.
you had-
I lost it.
Oh, does
I
it?
lost it.
Yeah, a hand crossbow requires 1 hand. A light crossbow requires 2.
You have a gun?
It's a short sword.
Tibor with a gun?
Do I? Did I keep the short sword?
Yes, we didn't want you to not have a weapon, so you have a short sword.
Okay. I'm gonna hold it at ready with my other hand, but my hands are still fairly wounded, so there's not much I can do with that, really.
Right.
It's more of a defensive tactic than it is offensive.
Sounds good. Okay. That is the end of Tibor's turn, and we are back up to the other Dretch here, who, Tavi, it does not like that you just whack-a-moled its friend. So it's gonna try and claw and bite at you too, as it just lurches and jumps at your face. Alright, with its claw, that is gonna... Wow, I D&D Beyond is rolling great for me today. 22!
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that wouldn't be a 22, that would only be an 18. That still hits, I just accidentally
Okay.
drew. And then the bite is going to do... That definitely doesn't hit with a 5, so you're only clawed, and you take a total of 4 slashing damage as it tries to lurch at your face and jump at your face, but you're able to push it away, and it's only able to get a couple claws on your cheek. Right, and
Ouch.
that is the end of the Dretch's turn. Tiril, we are back up to you.
I want to eat it.
You're gonna munch it?
Actually,
Go ahead.
yeah, I want to munch it. Probably not actually eat it, because I don't know what it's made of.
I'll say that the Drow at this time... Oh, actually, I'll say that the Drow's turn, it ran over to Tiril, and not Tiril, ran over to Tibor, and is just kind of like miming to you like, weapon, where's my weapon?
I dropped this.
Okay.
It's nearby. We're like right where we started.
No, you
Give or
guys
take
did
a
walk a
couple
little bit. Yeah, you guys did sneak ahead. So,
Shit.
all right,
Uh,
Tiril, what are you doing?
can I give him my sword? Can
You
he
c-
carry my sword?
You could, yeah. He it would be like a little dagger to him, but it would do it.
It's
So
better than nothing.
you could you can give that to him next turn. Your next turn.
Okay.
All
Does
right.
a 14 hit?
A 14 does hit.
And then does a that's 19 plus stuff.
Yes.
And then 1d8 plus 5. Where is it?
Like Tiril, every time she turns in, just lets out all of that inner rage and just becomes a murder machine. Anything she does as a polar bear doesn't count.
No, it doesn't count. It's nature.
It's nature.
Okay.
Power within.
Power within.
Okay, 6. And then oh, that's 2d. That's a different one. That's a different one. Shit. $11.
11 damage.
11 plus the previous thing, which I've forgotten what I rolled already.
Oh,
4.
11 plus 4, so 15 damage.
Yes.
How did you only roll 4 damage? Did you roll minimum?
Yeah, I rolled it. It was 1d8 plus. Oh, I didn't even do the plus. Okay. Well, it's fine. I forgot my rolled anyway, so it's fine.
Okay, well, we'll say 15 damage then. It is bloodied, but it is not dead.
Shit.
Alright, Tavi, you're up next.
Kill it.
Killing it.
Whack-a-mole.
Hopefully,
Whack-a-mole.
if it hits. I rolled 2 10s for
Okay, yeah.
18 on both hits.
Yeah, you're good, don't worry.
Okay. First attack.
Oh, wait, hold on, you started in the stinking cloud. Please roll
Oh,
a
right.
Constitution
Con
save.
save.
Yeah.
What's the DC?
It's low, you're fine. And,
Oh.
Tiril, you just did the attack. Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
That's a natural 19.
You're fine. It's an 11.
I'm so
Needed an
angry that I just
11.
don't care.
Alright, so, you hit it, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hit it twice. Maybe just once if it's dead.
Yeah, it's dead within 1 hit.
Alright. In that case, it's dead with a... doing math. 11 bonk damage.
Do you just splat it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was latched onto your face. Tiril comes in there and, like, attempts to bite it and rip it off your face. Tiril throws it in the air and you just... and it just splatters on the ground. Alright, that is the end of Tavi's turn. It is now the other thing's turn. Hear the sound of the Drow continuing to yell at each other. And once again, you see the burning fire begin to hurl its way towards you. One is going to hit Tavi, and the other is going to attempt to hit Tiril. So, Tavi does a 9 hit.
No.
Tiril does a 15 hit.
Yes.
Okay. Tiril, you take 11 points of fire damage as it hurls this spine of red fire at you. And it singes your perfect polar bear white fur.
Okay.
That is the end of that thing's turn. You still do not see it, but I'll say that you all are aware what direction it is coming from. Alright, Tibor, it is your turn. What do? You just saw the fire get hurled at your friends.
Oh boy. I would, yeah. Okay. First, I want to give the Drow my short sword because it's not a lot, but it's better in his hands than it is mine right now, and I am kind of the reason he doesn't have his weapon.
His hand is a
I
little
would
bit
also...
too big to hold it, but he just kind of looks like good enough.
I know you can I know we can't speak common, but I apologize regardless and hope that the tone comes across correctly. I would also Can I give some bardic inspiration to let's give it to Tavi. This round.
Bobby, you are inspired. What do you say to inspire?
I have no idea what that thing is, but if anyone can kill it, it's you.
Oh, that means so much to our future Slayer.
Yeah, this side.
Okay?
Please be safe.
They're not sentient. It's fine.
Tiril, we are back up to you. You know which direction the fire is coming from. What do you want to do?
Go towards it.
Right. Do you
Try to
have dark
share.
vision?
As a polar bear, I think I at least have like keen smell, but not dark vision.
Okay, so you would not. What direction are you going in then?
Just straightforward, probably towards the flames. You know, can't go wrong.
Okay, so how 40 feet?
Yes. 40.
Oh, you're going straight forward, 20. You find yourself launch off a little bit of a wall and you trip, you stumble a little bit as you go down.
Arr! I need to make bear noises again. Oh, I need to get back into it. Arr!
So, are you attempting to grapple it? Are you what are you trying to do? Because you have ran up to it at this point. You are within 5 feet of it. In pure darkness, I don't know if I mentioned this last battle. You have disadvantage on your attacks because you can't see it.
Okay, because I am hurling full speed, can I just go straight into it? Burl straight into it.
Yeah, go
Continue
right
forward.
ahead. You are just plowing right into it. Roll to hit. I'll
Roll to-
say because you get multi attack, right? You get 2 hits.
Yeah.
I'll say you get 1 hit, no disadvantage if you just hurl it.
Okay. $15. Does a 15 hit?
Yeah, it does hit. You ram right into it, and what you feel as you ram your body into it, as you feel the spines of it dig into your skin. Because you specifically said you're gonna ram into it, you're going to take some damage.
Okay.
You take 3 piercing damage from running into it and getting impaled slightly by its spines, but you can roll damage now as well.
Okay. I would imagine see which is bear to bite or to claw. I'll just claw it, I guess.
Well, you've already ran into it. That was your action. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
just
So
roll
that-
a claw damage, and we can say that's your body slam.
14.
All right, 14 damage.
Yeah.
All right, 14 damage. All right, Tavi, it is now your turn. Tiril, in her polar bear madness, as per usual, has just ran off into the dark once again.
Whoa.
I'm gonna turn back to Tibor real
You
quick.
you
Well, I
are
guess I
once
need to
again
roll a con.
starting. You have started in the
Yeah,
stench.
yeah. Natural 19 again.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. Get me out of the stench. I'm gonna yell at towards the way Tiril ran off. I'm gonna yell at Tibor, follow me, but stay the fuck away from that thing.
20, 25, 30. Okay, so this is
Okay.
as far as you're able to go. You now see it as you also see the Drow up against the walls, shouting at each other occasionally in Drowish commands with their great bows, attempting to fight this thing alongside you. Tavi, as you run in, you also notice that these Drow just saw this polar bear, and now you run in, and they are also eyeing you. But right now, that demon is the enemy.
Okay. I'm going to bonus action Hunter's Mark on that demon.
Okay?
Let's fuck that thing. And I'm going to use my action to dash up to it.
There we go. As you get closer to it, you begin to see what appears to be this. You've seen the demons before. They have this white, bone-like exoskeletal appearance, but this one in particular its spines look like black tree roots kind of extending from its body, creating this spiked back and spiked fingers as you get closer to it and it sees you and it bares its teeth. As it lets out a screech at you, you notice that its spines begin to glow a hot red. All right, up next, it is the Bard Devil's turn. I'll say it is going to do, because Tavi, you just ran up to it, it's going to do both of its claw attacks at you, and it is going to use its tail to defend off Tiril. So you both take, so Tavi, you take 2 claw attacks, and Tiril, you take 1 tail attack. Tavi does a 25 hit.
Yes.
And does a 10 hit, so only 1 hits.
1 hits.
Tiril does a 17 hit.
Yes.
Okay. Tavi, you take minimum damage, 4 piercing damage from its claws. And Tiril, you take 11 damage from its tail as it releases its spines onto you.
Check or a con save to keep up hunters.
Okay. Up next, we are back up to Tiril.
Yeah, I'm gonna multi-attack again.
Oh wait, no, it's Tibor. Never mind, there's Tibor.
Oh,
Tibor!
fuck.
Are you gonna run through the stinking cloud with your new best friend? Because you have the torch.
Am I aware? Like, you said that I could see the smoke, right?
You can smell it.
I can smell it. Okay, but
You have a torch,
I wouldn't
so
be able
yes.
to. Okay, can I go around it by chance? Can I like kind of grab him by his clothes and like try to lead him around it?
Okay. Thank you, Tabor, being a helpful citizen. Up next, hello, Chris. Thanks for watching. They're fighting demons now with their new Drow best friends. Right. Okay, so up next, Tiril.
I guess you know my intentions now.
For bear noises.
Arrgh!
Okay.
14 and
14 and
over 20. Over 20.
the 14 does not hit. The other one does.
Okay.
Oh, Chris is only here a few minutes. Well, thank you for stopping by. We appreciate
13.
an audience. 13 damage. All right. And your attacks count as magical, right? Because you are. Yes. Primal Strike, your attacks count as magical for the purposes of overcoming resistance and immunity. Okay, so if that is the case, you said how much damage? 11?
I thought it was 6, 7, 8, 9.
How much
10.
damage? Sorry.
14.
14, there we go. Never mind. 14 damage. Takes 14 damage. We're good. Alright, Tavi, it's your turn.
Okay. It's a con save to keep up concentration spells, right?
You only need to do the con save if you're hit, so yes. So you do one.
Okay, what's the DC?
It's 10.
Okay, if I roll nothing, I get 12.
You're good then?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. So I'm going to bonk it angrily. Give it an anky bonk. Okay. 1 hits, 1 does not.
Okay, Tavi, I'll remind you. Consider.
Smite?
Well, you could smite. However, you also have your channel divinities. where you gain advantage on an attack roll against something. However, that is a bonus action. So because you already took a bonus action to put Hunter's Mark on it, you could point at it and give yourself advantage on it too.
I put Hunter's Mark on it last round.
Yeah, so you have a free
Oh.
bonus action now to use Vow of Enmity. Do you remember what that does?
Yeah, it just gives me advantage.
Yeah, you get advantage of a creature you can see within 10 feet of you, and advantage on attack rolls.
Okay, I will do that as my bonus then.
So now you're more likely to hit and more likely to crit on your smites. You also roll 3d6s.
Okay, so can I roll? Hold up.
So you said one of them hits?
The one hits, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then,
Okay.
because you already did, because if you did the Vow of Enmity thing, you get to roll with advantage, so I'd allow you to re-roll the second one that didn't hit.
Okay. With advantage or without advantage?
You already rolled once, so you get to roll this one again.
Gotcha. Blink. Whoop. Dropped on the floor. 16?
16?
Yeah, 16 hit.
16 does hit.
Okay.
I'm not
I
green,
will-
Chris, I'm red. You're colorblind.
Okay. I'll smite it first, then just give it another.
Alright, so you're gonna smite as well. What level are you smiting at?
I'm gonna divine smite at first level.
So
Does
that
2d8.
you also get an extra d8 because it's a demon.
Right, and an extra d8 because d6 because of
So you
Hunter's
roll
Mark?
3d6s plus
3d.
3d8s
Awesome.
for your first attack.
Love
Let
to see it.
us
Tavi,
all
you scare
take
me.
let's all take a moment to just wait for the dice to roll. This will be a while.
Okay. Hey. Okay. 3d6s.
This is the DPS
Jesus
tank.
Christ.
Well, not really tank. This is the DPS paladin right here. This is the damage boy.
3d8. I rolled shit on normal damage, so let's hope that everything else is fine. Okay. 4, 8 plus 16. 17 plus 5 is 22.
22 total?
Yes.
All
And
right.
then second hit is 15.
15 damage?
Yes.
Right. Damn, as you bonk it, you as you hit it, you actually hit off the spines on its back as it starts to kind of crumble on the ground a little bit. And it is now the Barbdel's turn, and it is very not happy with what Tavi just did as it turns its head towards you. Tavi, feel a little like worm kind of sticking its head through like your forehead as you hear a whisper in your head. Why? It speaks to you using its telepathy as it's going to attack you now with all of its attacks.
Oh boy.
2 claw attacks. That is a 18 and a
Hits.
17.
Hits.
And then its last attack is a 15.
Does not hit.
Okay, so the 2 claw attacks hit. You take 9 piercing damage on the first one, and you take 8 piercing damage on the second one. That's almost max damage right there.
Damn.
And
Fine.
here's your opportunity, my boy, because it's going to. At this time, it stood in one place for too long, and the Drow are firing arrows upon it. It is going to use the rest of its action to go deeper into the hole. Tiril, you get a opportunity attack. Tavi, you do as well, but you also have that Relentless Avenger thing. If you'd like to read what that does.
Yeah. I hit a creature with an opportunity attack. I can move up to half my speed immediately after. Okay.
So you can chase it down if you want.
Okay. And do I also get advantage on that because of?
You do.
After enemy?
all
Okay,
your
neat.
attacks.
Awesome. Love to see it.
So, Tiril, you also roll a attack as well. Because it just turned its back to you. That's what an opportunity attack is it's turning its back and it's running.
11.
11 damage or 11 to hit?
Oh yeah, I didn't even do to hit. Wow. Okay. Sorry. 14.
14 to hit?
Yeah.
That doesn't hit, unfortunately.
Okay, well, never mind.
18 to hit?
18 hits.
Okay. And damage is 12.
12 damage or 12 to hit?
12 damage.
12 damage. Alright, 12 damage. As it's
Alright,
looking a little bit more oofed. And what's half your speed? Just 15 feet?
15, yeah.
Okay. Oh, Tiril, technically those attacks would have also been in the dark as well. So that would have been with disadvantage. Just remind next time, because Tavi is seeing stuff with his dark vision. You are still in darkness.
Okay.
All right. We're up to Tibor. Tibor, what would you like to do?
I don't know what the hell is going on that side of the cave, but that is moderately terrifying. I'd still like to remain behind Tiril because I just saw Tavi chase down this creature, and I don't want to get near that creature. I'm hesitant to put myself anywhere in danger. But I will bring the Drow along with me. Make sure he stays close. Also, he's safe because he's bigger than me. As long as I'm here, though, I'll give Tiril some bardic inspiration. To be like, hey, you did a really good job fighting whatever in the fresh seven hells that.
Didn't even see it, but I know you did great.
I'm sure. Also, are you okay? Yeah. Sorry, I lied to you. I don't speak bear, but I'm assuming that was a good response. All right, it was a good response.
All right. Wonderful. Up next is Tiril. What would you like to do? As there is now light over here. We can see if you can see it with the dark vision. No, you cannot. But you do
Did I see where
the Drow.
Tavi went?
No, because there was no light in this place. You just bodied it, and you knew how to attack it because you felt it in your skin. You're like, if it hurts to punch, I'm punching it right.
Yeah. Where does it look like the Drow are looking? Like, where are they looking right now?
They are appearing to now. This one over here is kind of making its way to the edge over here, and these ones are probably still staying right, kind of making their way down towards it. But they're doing their best to stay in the shadows, or just kind of within out of reach of the devil.
So I'll probably head towards where they're looking. That might not be totally accurate, but
you do notice there's a wall right here, and you see a little pathway going down this way.
I'll follow that way then.
Oh no. Can't move any further as you run into Tavi. You're chasing down this team. You're like, I'm gonna get it, and you feel this bear just boom ram in right behind you. All right, unfortunately that's really all you can do because you cannot fit past this without Tavi moving. So up next that would be Tavi.
You've been bodied by a bear.
I'm gonna choose to ignore it. I'm gonna run up to it and give it another couple of whacks. With advantage.
Did you roll concentration checks for the times it hit you?
I have 12, just default because of all of my additions.
You don't get that to your concentration. Your concentration, so right now you have 4 constitution, so you'd roll a 10, and then it would only be +4. It's not a saving throw, it's technically a check. I don't know if that's... Yeah, it's a concentration check. It's not a saving throw. I might be wrong though, because I don't...
Google it. Google it.
I'll
Oh,
look
no,
it up real quick.
Yeah, I read Constitution Data.
Concentration checks, when you have a roll taken, roll check for each. The DC is 10. They aren't checks, they're more of a things that cause you to automatically drop concentration. So you try to keep it active at times.
Are you getting it from Roll20 or something else?
I'm looking online right now, see. Oh, it does say Constitution saving throw. Oh! Because you also add half the damage you take to the DC as well. Oh, this is weird. Just DC 10, and then we'll just have it be a +4 for you. So we'll just have it be a check. So whatever you roll +4, that'll be your concentration.
Okay. So 2 hits, 2 con saves?
Yes.
Or 2 checks?
Checks, yeah.
Both save.
You're good. Okay, so feel free to attack it now then.
Okay. The first one hit.
Alright.
Second one, 18.
18 hits.
Okay. So first bonk with Hunter's Mark. Hunter's Mark is a D8? Question mark?
D6.
D6. Okay. 3d6. That is 10, 12, 17 for first bonk. And 6, 14 for the second bonk.
Okay. At this point, you have knocked most of the spines off of its body, and it's got its back arched above its head, looking at you angry. It is now the demon's turn, as it is going to look around, and in just a last kind of attempt at its life, Tavi, it is going to look at you, and it is going to speak into your head and say, "Traitor!"
What?
Traitor.
Oh, yeah. Whatever. Fuck it.
Fuck it. Alright. It is going to use all of its attacks against you. That was almost a nat 20, but it is still a 20 to hit.
Okay.
So that's for the 2 claws. That is a 20 and an 18. Both of those hit. The tail, once it does not hit with a 10. So once again, the claws hit, but the tail does not. The 2 claws attacks. One does 8 piercing damage, and the other does 9 piercing damage. Once again, almost max damage.
Like it wants to kill me or something.
Wow! Okay. That is going to be the end of its turn, and it has just got its tooth, like spiky maw, kind of gaped, looking at you, hissing. Alright. Tibor! Tibor!
Bored.
What do you want to do?
I would like to lead the Drow with me over to that closest one on my right side.
Huh.
Because, like, he was a bit ways back, but he was probably going to die. I figured that maybe he'd like to communicate with someone that he can communicate with, and they can clear up whatever happened back there.
You walk up to another Drow who is trying to remain focused right now, but the second, like, you try to get its attention, it looks at you angrily, like, stop trying to break my concentration. It looks over and actually sees its friend and immediately, like, snaps out of it for a second, but walks kind of in front of you as if to protect you, and still, like, pulls out its bow and is still ready to kill.
You were roommates.
Okay. Tibor, is that all you would like to do?
That's all I can do.
Alright. Tiril.
I think I've learned my lesson from just running into darkness. And I probably won't run. And do demons have a smell? Is my question.
Nature check?
Oh,
They smell evil.
they smell. I was thinking like stereotypical. You could say like sulfur or something, because like the other things smell like sulfur. If you can shit.
Well,
15.
whatever their putrid smell was, that was the green cloud. But other than the smell of just kind of burning leather, you don't really smell. You can't locate the smell because the things it has burned are away from it. So it's kind of like the smell is kind of wafting through, but the thing itself does not emit a smell that you are familiar.
Do I know Tavi smell?
You know Tavi's smell, but that you would have to use your action to track Tavi, and you wouldn't be able to attack.
Because if I run
doing a
straight
check-
in, I'm probably going to body someone again.
Yeah, if you do a perception check, you can attempt to locate Tavi with smell, and that you
Is
could
the
roll
demon-
with advantage.
Is the demon still not glowing?
It only glows when it shoots that fire at you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I have a feeling I'm just going to run into Tavi again, and I do not want to disrupt Tavi's concentration.
Tavi is busy killing.
Yeah, so I might just, prepare, like, ready myself, kind of get surroundings. So I guess I could just do a perception check. Because I don't want to run straight in now, because
Alright.
I've now run into two things. One, which was hurty. So I don't want to do that again.
Okay,
this
the
would be
DC
good.
equals half, equals 10, or half the damage that you take, which number is high. Okay, I don't really give too much of shit about concentration, so I will keep that in mind if you want to use that instead. But for now, we aren't super strict about concentration at our table because of how funky it is, but
It's Andor and Slane.
yeah. All right. Whose turn is it then? It's that was Tiril's turn. Oh yeah, you're doing your perception check, right?
Yeah. I was trying to check bear perception. Oh, that was shit anyway. 12.
12. With a 12, did you roll with advantage? Because you get
No.
that keen smell, right?
That's a little bit better. 16.
Okay. With the 16, you're like, oh, Tavi's right in front of me, and something that also smells kind of sulfury. Not as bad as the other ones, but you pick up that light smell. Okay. Tavi,
Rolling to attack again?
this thing is near death.
Oh, right, I need to do con checks. Oof, one did not pass.
All right.
Okay, so Hunter's Mark is down. It's almost dead. I don't care. First attack, natural 15, or no, natural 19.
Mm-hmm.
Plus stuff. And second attack, 26 to hit.
Okay, roll damage.
15. And it's 10.
How do you want to do it?
Is there a wall behind it?
Yeah, right there.
Okay. I want to take my maul, like, by the handles and, like, cram it up against the wall with, like, the handle by its neck.
Ooh.
And then I want to twist the maul and, like,
Snap it.
Yeah.
As you do that, the spines that are on its back, the ones that aren't broken, go into its back.
Oh,
Mm.
And it is now DE dead.
Okay, take some spines as trophy.
Yeah, I know you like that.
Yay!
Alright, so as the demon is now dead and the screeching from it stops, what do you all do? Because if you don't do something first, the Drow will. Anything?
we should leave. This is their home. We're disturbing their home. As much as we did help them, we should leave.
Tavi's coming down from testosterone high. What's going on?
You know that the drawing you did of him covered in the red hair dye? That's
Yeah.
him right now. Okay.
I think it would help if I was a woman again. She's a woman.
She's a woman.
Boop.
And I'll look at Tibor because I'm assuming I can see Tibor.
Yes, you can.
I will like slowly walk over. Like, this is my friend here.
Arms up, just because as the second they notice that that demon is dead, their arrows and bows are drawn and pointed at you.
Or you want to say something, maybe?
Yeah, we are
Yeah.
roommates.
Can I like tug on the first drow's clothes a bit, because I'm assuming now that we've known each other for 5 minutes, now we know we got a little communication
Yeah.
there. I'm like tugging at his clothes, like no, don't tell your friend.
You notice, and Tavi, you can hear this, but the rest of you see this as the other Drow begin kind of like shouting at each other and kind of like aggressively getting closer to you guys, but not shooting. And the one Drow who you brought the friend to, like, is still extremely suspicious, but looks over to his friend, who actually puts his hand in front of Tibor and steps in front of Tibor. They start kind of shouting, kind of like what I'll say with a decent enough insight, which probably Tiril has. They're like, what the fuck are they? What's going on? Like, who are these people? And you notice that as like the ones that are appearing aggressive towards you actually open their mouth really wide to bare their teeth and flick their forked tongues at you. However, after some shouting goes by, one of the drows from the back over here kind of comes out of the shadows, and unlike the 7.5-foot tall drows that you had seen prior, this one appears to only be maybe 6 or so feet tall and has black hair and looks particularly less drow than the rest of them. He walks forward and he goes, my friend here wishes not to corrupt your veins. You show kindness to Drow, as the one who's got its hand in front of Tibor appeared to have been yelling in your defense. One of the Drow speaks common, apparently.
I will sheath my weapon and non-threateningly walk towards them.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay very close to the one that's protecting me. Because everyone here is very intimidating.
Yeah, this is scary. I guess looking at the guy that can speak common, like,
Mhm.
we didn't mean to disturb your home or your
Home.
people.
Hunting ground.
We didn't mean to be here.
Can you say that one more time? Sorry, you cut out for me.
We didn't mean to be here.
Nods his head slightly. What brings Sunseers so low?
Avalanche.
Kind of like looks at it, and he's like kind of translating for you guys, and they begin to slightly. Drow do not like Sunseer. Sunseers think actions, like saving friend, are gifts that must be thanked. Deserve kindness just because help Drow? No. Sunseers, and he points at all of you, says, action means nothing to you. And he appears to, like, with his hand, try to, like, get you away from his friend. As the other ones kind of start to step back.
You don't owe us anything. We'd just like to leave.
Leave.
Under here, I just point up.
Narrows his eyes at you, and you notice that through most of the Drow, most of them have like various shades of like purple eyes, but his are particularly like more violety blue. And he looks to his friends and says, avalanche all the way down here?
We were above ground. Avalanche pushed us down here.
Nods. Heads. Shelter? Water?
Go back to what he said, saying like his wishes are not like our actions deserving gifts. I feel like I shouldn't.
Yeah, he said that he basically, to summarize, he said Sunseers or people on the surface do things for like it's what's the word for it?
Personal gain.
Yeah. It's like you did you save him to be on our good side? That's what he was insinuating. And now he's asking if have or wish for shelter and water.
If you have any to spare.
He narrows his head and kind of like bickers a little bit with his other Drow. The one that wasn't really involved in this situation at all appears to be disgusted at this idea, with the one that was saved still wary, but appears to have a lot more faith in you now that Tibor actually stuck by his side the whole he looks to his friends and he holds his hand and goes, Sunseers, please. You are heard, but not listened. You must prove to us that you are Drow to be listened. Follow. Begins walking back up the track.
God, do we have to fuck Goliath? I don't want...
Okay. So are you gonna follow?
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with this one that I've stuck with the whole time. I know that we they don't speak common, but it just feels nice.
He actually
So I'll listen to it.
as you're walking, he like taps your shoulder like a little bit too. It's more like a flick than an actual like tap, and he points to himself and goes, Took.
Took?
Tuk. That's his name. Took.
Or no. just affected by some Tibor.
He like nods his head and he goes.
Another
More
T.
teas.
Another T
Another
joins the
T.
ring.
Tea.
The 4 traveling T's.
All
We have
right.
to adopt him now as principal.
They all begin walking, and you notice that for the most part, they don't really talk to each other. But 2 of the drow stay behind you, and the other 2, well, I'll say that Took and one of the drows kind of stays in the back with Tabor, and the other 2 are kind of leading and walking forward. And they actually climb up a separate pathway that appears to have been made, like on the other side of sinkhole. So you could have either crossed the bridge or gone all the way down and made up your way to the other side. So you don't have to cross the bridge now. Congratulations. So you eventually make your way to the top, and the Drow group hunting party begins to bring you down the tunnel. You walk for anywhere from 30 minutes to a couple hours. You're not quite sure. But the silence, even Tabor, while you're walking, no matter how depressing it would get, I feel like he'd still hum to himself. It wouldn't be dead silent, right?
Oh, if there's silence, I will find a way to fill it.
Okay. Well, these drow are walking in complete silence. And as a matter of fact, anytime one of you make a move that, like, either disturbs the ground beneath you or makes a noise, some of them start glaring at you.
And
I'd like to make an effort to be extra quiet.
if I may, can I just start telling Took stories? I know that he can't understand me, but the silence is making me tense. So I'm like trying to initiate a conversation, assuming he can understand me, knowing that he can't.
Okay.
But I'm trying to give off a friendly vibe.
You're telling him this story, it's not personal, but he is like looks uncomfortable as the other drow are like looking at you to shut the fuck up.
He's stressed looking at talk.
He's like, it's socially unacceptable to talk on the walk home. What are you doing? Eventually, though, they make their way to a point in the tunnel that looks like all of the other points, and one of the other drow, who appears to be the shorter one with black hair, pulls out a torch and lights it, and just lights it and holds it up and begins looking on the wall. Tiril, you notice that once that torchlight hits one of the walls nearby him, the light hits it unnaturally. And the drow notice this unnatural light movement and walk straight through the illusionary wall.
Cool.
Follow? The other ones
Yeah.
are going in. All right.
How many illusionary like halls did we pass by just wandering for days?
Maybe a bunch. You notice as you go through this illusion, the air feels like kind of thick around the illusion for a second, but eventually you walk through to this large square hallway that appears to be the size of like a decently sized room, with a stone doorway similar to the ones that you actually saw at the temple earlier, with the snake kind of bordering the outside. The two drow who you have not seen yet kind of come around the corner by the wall and begin kind of chatting with the other drow who walk through. But the second you guys walk through, another one of the drow just starts freaking out. They're like, the fuck, who are these people? What are you doing? Who are these people? And the drow, which you now know as Took, along with the black-haired drow, kind of stick up for a second. And after what sounds like a multiple minutes of arguing, and there are a couple times where we're like, should we leave? Is this safe? But after a while, the two drow kind of like nod and they're like, okay, and they calm down a little. And they all begin to kind of walk towards the door as the drow with black hair lifts his finger and looks at you and says, "Stay here. Drow decide what to do." And then they open that door, walk through, close it. You're now alone.
Including Took?
Yeah, that Took goes as well.
No! My emotional support Drow!
Alright. You have some moments alone.
I'm gonna sit the fuck down.
Yeah, we're exhausted.
Just plop my happy ass on the floor.
Well, maybe you two had a fight, but I didn't do anything, so I'm just gonna squat down and I'm gonna grab Tavi's face. I'm gonna squish both of his cheeks. Like, Tavi, are you okay?
How okay is 18 out of 72? That's like okay.
That is... Had a bad day. Bad day.
Alright. He's
bad
looking a
day.
little scrunkly. But he like nods anyway.
I like to fix his hair a little bit and squish him a little harder. Like, I am unbelievably proud of you. I cannot imagine a boy your age should not have seen the things that he has seen so far.
I feel like I'm disrupting an important conversation. I'll just look around awkwardly. Like, should I turn around?
He's staring at Tibor like positive reinforce. What is this?
You're being too nice and it's making me uncomfortable!
I would like to hug Tavi.
Aww.
He's confused, but he hugs back. Thanks, Tibor.
I turn to Tiril. Tiril. My baby girl.
So
I squish her face. Are you okay? Are you hurt? I saw that thing. Oh, sweetheart. I hugged Tiril as well.
I'll just like awkwardly pat you on the back.
Fix her clothes a little bit.
Oh, thanks.
You two. I know you are adults. I am aware of this. But you are still young adults. I am older than you. I could be your older brother, maybe even like an uncle age, possibly. And I shouldn't have seen half this shit. So I can't imagine how this is going to damage both of your psyches. But no matter what happens, when these people come back, you two are incredible.
Yeah, that's what
And you're gonna be okay. And you're going to get out of here just fine. You're going to live your lives.
You're gonna live your lives, period.
Going to be okay. You're going to be okay. You're going to get through this, and you will be happy.
Oh, thank you, Tibor.
Free motivational speech.
Right.
5 hit points.
I
Tibor,
will
are you
remain
alright?
standing.
Did you get hit by anything?
You want to know if I'm okay?
Yes.
Yes, I'm okay. I'm just okay. I need to be said.
Wait, Tiril, did you take any damage other than bear damage?
I got poisoned at the start.
That's not damage,
yeah.
that's just inconvenient.
Ah,
I'm gonna
then no.
slap. I'm gonna slap 20 points of lay on hands on myself because I hurt.
Gotta fix the aching bones. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay. You find yourself waiting in this room, kind of sitting up against the wall for what feels like hours. To those PCs with anxiety, you're wondering if they're even gonna
All of us?
all of
All of them?
I have faith in Took.
them.
Alright.
Can I just
Two
take
of
a
them?
nap on the floor?
Yeah, you can. You can
Cool.
take a short
Yeah.
rest.
This is counts as a short rest. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
you can take a short rest.
Plank on
Because
the
they
floor.
leave you for 3 hours.
Oh my gosh. Okay. How does the health stuff work with short rest, or do we not bother with that?
No, you get your hit dice. So you are level 7, so you have 7 hit dice. You have 7 d10s that you can roll whenever you want during a short rest, as many as you want, to regain your hit points. So you could roll 7 d10s and heal yourself. But that's as much as you can use.
I'll do 7 d10s. That's so much. I'm just doing here. Oh god, that's a lot of lag. It's fine. $36.
36, alright.
Man, Tavi, that's all of my health exactly.
A little nap just really fixed me up.
Mm-hmm. After 3 hours pass, that big stone door once again gets heaved, and you see 4 drow walk through it. The familiar black-haired drow, along with Took, and 2 other drow who appear to be dressed much nicer than them. You see one of the drow, a male who's wearing a white robe with silvered giant runes woven onto the seams, and carved stone symbols dangling from a rope around his waist. One of the rocks dangling from this man's waist appears to be a beautiful rainbowed shard of glass that glows slightly, but it's hard to see because the other rocks that are kind of decorated on his side cover it slightly. The other drow who walks through the door is a woman who's also wearing a white robe with a silver serpent embroidered on the seams of her robe, with a silvered circlet on her head and rings made of carved stone and metals. These appear to be much, you remember the white robes you saw on the drow that had passed in the little temple area earlier, and they are wearing what appear to be the nicer versions of that. The drow with the black hair kind of stands in front of you with the 2 well-dressed drows behind it, and Took kind of sitting and leaning up against the wall behind them. The black-haired drow says, "My name is Evinrude, son of Aki. You can call him Evan, E-I-N." And he points to his side to the man in the white robe and says, "Flosi, the giant keeper, son of Fjall." And he points to the woman. "Nanya, the serpent keeper, daughter of Olg." And he looks to you all and says, "If you wish help from Drow, you must prove to think like Drow. We believe in the beginning and the end. They each have place within woven fate. Questions we have for you. Answer them best of your ability. Fair?"
All right.
I start. Who are you?
Tibor. Tibor of Grimsdale, at your service.
Nods his head slightly and translates that to the other drow, who nod their head.
Tavi Halfdenson of Galethorpe.
Tiril or Farron of I've already forgotten the name of where I'm actually from.
You can just say, I think it was was it Lika Mutajärvi or Likaleti? I think it was Mutajärvi.
Yeah.
And they once again nod their heads. You even looks a little anxious at your responses, but continues. He turns to the man on his right, who says in Drowish something that Evan turns and attempts to. Who is your mankind? The mistranslations add to the difficulty.
Mankind.
Who is your man?
Leader?
Hmm?
Leader? Maybe?
He kind of goes. He looks at you like that. That's not. Oh. He's trying not to say anything, but he's looking at you anxiously when you mention.
Why he's asking?
Like religion, such as gods who you serve.
Closely kind of turns and talks to the other drow, and he's trying to find a better way to phrase it. Who is your kind?
Oh, like who's our people? Who? Ah, yeah. I'll yeah. I'm from the circle of Aqua.
Nods his head slightly and translates it. They nod their head.
I'm from the Abnorian Empire.
Says that to the other ones. They nod their heads slowly.
This is not going to end well for me. At this time, I do not belong to a circle. I want to be honest with these people. I'm not going to lie to them.
Not have a kind? That's what you claim.
I travel. I move. I am unspecified.
Translate that to the other drow who don't move their heads at all. He turns his head to the woman on his left. She says something to him. Translates and says, do you accept fate?
To all of us or to Tibor?
This is for everyone. All these questions are directed at all of you.
If fate is laws which we all must abide by, then yes.
But they nod their head.
Fate is something we cannot see nor change. It just is. So it is something you must accept.
Heads.
I accept fate, but I think it's more flexible than we think.
He translates that, and they don't move. Evan once again says, why are you here? Not by avalanche. Why?
Maybe we were meant to meet you.
Kind of stares at you for a second. Translates that, and they just stare at you.
Okay. There's no telling what the fates are what our fate is meant to be. We just figure it out as we go along. There's no telling.
But you
Well.
know why you are here, not for what reason. What bring you mountains from Abnordia?
You guys want to explain that? I feel like I've been talking a lot.
Well, I don't remember what city I was in, actually. I was taken against my will by slavers on a ship. These two, along with others, got out of the ship. We had to free ourselves, and we were set out into the middle of a snowfield. I have no idea where we are. I only know that we got off of the ship and are no longer in possession of these slavers. The avalanche was a byproduct that separated this party, and we fell into the caverns as a result. I am here simply for freedom purposes.
Evan clarifies to ask you, other party. Is that your people?
There used to be. No.
Translates that.
We were traveling north, question mark? You're traveling
Yes.
north, right?
Yes.
We were traveling north with that's 3 others. Rickard Stonk. 4 others?
It was Rickard, Stonk, Slane, and
Slane.
Mikkel.
And oh we were traveling north with 4 other people, and we got separated from them.
Why traveling north?
No, I shouldn't. The tournament of the gods.
Translates that. They nod their heads.
Tavi the what? Tavi the what? You were what? You're
Hmm?
going north for what? What are you going north for?
Shut up. Shut up.
He turns to
Come on, get a little more tense.
the male drow on his right, and he says something. And the Evan thinks really hard about how to translate. Apologies if questions seem odd. But we must know how to try. What is similar between birth and death?
The philosophy now, the philosophical questions.
Like your funny word,
They-
magic man.
They
We
both
come from the
mark.
nothing. Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. Go.
Go ahead.
No, you go. I've been
No.
talking too much.
No, Tiril's been leading. Let her continue to lead.
I was gonna do something fancy.
You're the least human of the humans. It might be within your best interest to be the one to talk to the drow.
Cool. In birth we come from nothing. In death we return to the nothing.
Looks at you and he smiles. And translate that. They nod their heads.
Woo!
Do you both agree with what she said? Or are you gonna say something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
He turns to the woman on his left who says something. And as she says it, he's got that look in his eye that Tiril, you know, as somebody who speaks other languages, of the, oh god, the untranslatable question.
Woohoo!
And he looks to you and says, "What think you completes your circle?"
Because I'm taking it by circle. What they mean by circle is like, because when Tiril thinks of circle, she thinks family. But then I think the way he's saying circle is like life. Because we just talked about like birth and death, so that could be circle.
You could ask like people circle or life circle.
Yeah, sure, I'll ask that.
He thinks to himself for a second and goes, "Purpose circle."
Uh,
Like fate.
I'm even more
Like
confused.
like your purpose and fate. The circle. I'm trying really hard here.
You're doing great. You're doing great. This is where this is great because we have an actual person with 20 wisdom role playing someone with 20 wisdom, so
Thanks.
it works out.
yeah, Carrie.
What gives me my purpose? What completes my circle? Family, but not just family of blood. Family in the connections that I made.
Nods his head, translate that, lightly nod their head.
Can you
You guys
repeat
got
the
this.
question?
I'll translate this way.
Yeah,
So I
go
can he's asking you what gives you purpose in life? What makes you continue on your journey?
Like to lean into Tavi, and I speak kind of. I like to speak quietly, just between us for a second. Just say the bad position we're in. um, what would complete my circle would be to make those. I want to make my blood family proud. I want to be part of that circle once more and bring honor to my family.
I'm going to have Evan roll an insight check on you, and I want you to tell me
Okay.
based off of his roll how confident or unsure you are in your response.
Okay.
Okay, what does a 12 get?
He is confident, but he is slightly wary he has mistranslated the question. Like,
Okay.
from his understanding, he's confident in his response, but he's not fully confident that he understands the
Got it.
question.
Okay. Translates that. They nod their heads. Everyone's eyes are on Tavi. These
Got it.
glowing purple eyes with like the big pupils are just staring at you intently.
I'm still trying to figure out how to word my answer.
It doesn't really matter how you word it. It might be mistranslated anyway. The way that it's worded will not convey the same way when it's
All
you
that
know.
matters is if Evan understands you. Because if he can translate what you're saying, then you're okay.
I was born in unfortunate circumstances, and what completes my purpose is making sure that nobody else ends up like me.
I'm once again gonna roll an insight check. Tell me how confident or unsure you are in that. 17.
Hmm. He's confident, but like with the 17, there's something not being said.
He translates that, and they nod their heads slowly. They turn to themselves at this point and chatter a little bit more. Tuck in the back is kind of crossing his arms, tapping his foot, listening in on the conversation the other Drow are having. And they kind of take their move over to a corner, and Tuck kind of moves over there with them. And after maybe 15 minutes of deliberation, Evan walks toward you, says, I thank you. We consider your answers. A little longer. But I was not born Drow. I earned Drow. And he points to himself. He looks at you, at Tavi. And he walks away, and they both go out, and they all go out the door once more. You got tested on your morals, according to the Drow.
Great.
I have shit insight. Can I roll insight on that link?
Sure.
On that look that he gave me?
Yeah.
I feel like I got what he meant.
That's a nat 20, but it's a -1, so it's a 19.
Alright. Still a nat 20. He knows what it's like to be out of place. But he's proven himself now. He doesn't feel insecure about it anymore. And I'll say that with the 20 insight you notice, half human. Okay. Another hour goes by before they come back. Evan walks towards you, and as well as the man from before who was introduced as Flossie. Evan looks at you. He looks at you hesitantly, but says, You are no Drow. You are not Sunseer. I honor your cause. You wish for help. We grant it. But you are not one of us. Understand? He turns and speaks a little bit to his friend, and says to you, Speak of tournament. Wish to go?
Yes.
Yes.
Speaks to his friend once more. We take you there. If you wish to stay more days, can. But he turns to his friend, and they think about how to translate. He turns and says, Firegate.
Fire gates. Gate like an exit?
Thinks to himself a little bit.
To the sun?
Drow hesitate fate. Nothing of use to us there. But travel long enough. Follow singing strings of fate. They take you where you need to go.
Okay.
Follow me. Follow?
Follow.
Okay. Evan and Flosi begin to walk you down what is a massive cavern with stone carved homes built into walls. No torchlight around, but occasionally you see Tavi, what you recognize, and Tiril, as the rune of Kenaz, occasionally drawn in ash on windows and walls, and it emits a faint orange. The Drow don't need much, if any, light, but it's enough to dimly light the hallways for the rest. You occasionally see large Drow, almost all dressed in white, gawk and watch you as you walk. Evan holds his hand high, and Tibor, you even notice, Tuck slowly trailing behind.
It's the guy.
As they
Boyfriend?
as they walk down the halls, eventually you get to a point where it's not really residential area anymore. It is hallway, and you are brought to a what appears to be a massive gate near the far corners of what would be their town. This gate appears to be a large, squared archway. Kind of, it's carved out of stone, but you notice it is also enchanted and carved with many runes as well. Some of the runes actually don't look correct to you, as they are the Drowish, like, versions of some runes. So some of them look a little funky. And Flosi goes to his side and finds that rainbow rock. And Evan says, "You wish to go now, or you wish rest?"
I'm gonna look at the rest of you. Someone else make a decision, please.
Tavi,
Cat.
you're the party leader.
Big strong
Dangerous it
hand.
is. There. In stars.
Maybe it'd be smart to rest and recover from the day.
Yeah.
Turns to Flosi and Trent. When you need gate, find when you need gates, find, points to himself, Evan Rude, son of Aki, and find Flosi, the giant keeper, son of Yah. We help you. Nods his head sympathetically at you, walks away. Took, who's still kind of watching from the background, approaches at this point, and he attempts to kind of mimic your wave, as he kind of interpreted the innocent hands up as like a wave. He kind of gestures, like, come with me.
Yeah, sure, we'll follow him.
Okay.
He's the nice one.
I trust this man with my life. He did the nice hand gesture. That means
He goes,
means he's safe.
hello. But he brings you to a small home kind of built into the rocks, and you are introduced to a couple other members of his family who live there, as it appears that they live within their family units in their homes. It appears that for the most part they all live and sleep in one room, and the rest of the drow who are in there appear extremely uncomfortable at your sights, but after a couple minutes of speaking to them, they nod their heads and accept you, actually give you some of their food as well, which appears to be majority kind of small fish, crustacean. There might even be like some bat stews as well, mushrooms, that sort of deal. It's kind of musty. Their food is kind of the best way I'll put it. It's not very good, but it's got protein. But they do offer you and serve you food. So congratulations, Tuck's family will take care of you as long as you need it. And at one point, I'll say Tuck can, like, kind of, once again, he doesn't poke your shoulder, he kind of your shoulder to pour. And he kind of points at you, then points off into the distance to where the gate is. Are you going?
I'm gonna shake my head for him.
He's talking to Tibor.
Fuck.
Your kind don't accept me as a drow. I can't stay. I'll cut my ear because I'm fully human, so that's like the biggest difference I can think of between us. That I'm not a drow.
Points to himself and he goes, Drow. Points at you, goes, Drow. And then he points to probably what would be a 10-year-old and goes, not Drow. He points to an adult, Drow.
Are you calling me a baby?
I'm like 34. I'm 34. I know how to do taxes. I don't, but I know how to do them.
They live in a tax-free society. How do you explain taxes to him in a language he doesn't understand?
Taxes.
We'll save this for another day.
No taxes down here, bro.
It's also like what Evan said, right? Or is it Evan? Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he earned drow. So maybe there's like an earning of becoming a drow when you become of age.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get my drow license.
Yeah.
It's like a bar mitzvah.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
You got a small chance of dying on your bar mitzvah, but...
Oh.
The boar with the little drow babies.
I need time to think.
He nods his head and points at your heart and goes, Drow.
Oh.
Kelly's crying. So yeah, you guys feel free to fully rest up. Spend some good time here. The people are generally quite wary of you, and you are very aware while living here that most of them do treat you with good enough insight. You basically got it like children. You don't have you have human rights, just not adult human rights. So there is a little bit of a you feel a little overlooked, but you still they aren't mean to you, if that makes sense. So
Is Tick still injured?
he eventually does get better. He goes to a doctor. That conversation was probably after he was healed for the most part. Would any of you guys like to look around or try and find anything out? It's just, I don't really have too much planned for this area, but if there's anything you want to look for or learn more about the Drow, now would be your opportunity.
Oh,
There
I'd
actually
learn
was
about the
something I wanted
language.
to bring up.
Hmm?
Tibor, go first.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how to translate this, but I'm going to try.
Okay.
I want to try to describe to Took that we found another Drow in those caverns that looks like he had died from drinking some sort of poison.
Yeah, you're just like
So
drow. Like you point at the ears and you go drow over there. Snake venom. Drink purple lips, and he just kind of looks at you like
Yeah.
this. And he goes, nods his head slightly, and goes, "Not drow."
Oh, that is the bar mitzvah.
I'd like to point at Took, like, and like the drinking motion, like Drow. You
He nods his head.
Oh shit.
Took. I am human. It will kill me.
You say human, and you like point to your ears and like maybe your face and your eyes, and he goes, and he kind of like tilts his head a little bit and says, "Sunseer." What is the word? Or
Doesn't even
I'm trying to figure
translate
out
to
the word.
English. What I understand is that if you have a big heart, you can stand up to Jormungandr's poison.
These people down here
He
just
says-
microdosing on god poison.
Yes. They are quite literally
Cool.
building up an immunity to the world serpent poison. So
That's
you
kinda cool.
learn that while you're here.
Yeah.
And he points to you and he goes, "Have other," and you aren't super familiar with the word, but with a religion check you.
Hey, let's give it a religion check.
Again.
Oh, it's an intelligence roll, which is 8. That'd be great.
You do have a +0 because you're a bard and you get half proficiency. So it is just a flat roll. If you want to get help from
11.
somebody, just like pull Tavi aside and just be like, "Hey, yo, do you know what Oder is?"
You're a paladin. You're a paladin. You know religion.
Yeah.
Tavi's sipping on his bat stew.
What does this word mean?
Religion check for you.
Flat roll plus my stuff.
And you have +2.
No.
No. So
My dice don't like me.
you aren't
I
you,
rolled
you what did you roll? You rolled a
5.
5, and then Tibor, you rolled a
11.
11. So you aren't really quite sure with what he says, but after a while he understands that you don't understand it. He once again kind of points to like his neck heart area, and with a fist to his chest, like kind of puts up to his Oder. And he kind of like flexes a little bit like strength, and he points to his mind. Oder. He points to his body. He points to his eyes. He points to his hands. Oder.
Gusto.
He kind of puts his hands together like he's holding something. Oder. Puts it in his heart, and he goes, "Drow."
Ah. Like body? Like
I can explain it to you guys after the session what it is. It's not going to
sorry.
make sense if you don't know. It's an Old Norse god/idea.
Oh, okay.
Is it like the difference between body and spirit, maybe?
No,
that
I'll
might
explain it
mean
out
we're
of
skipping
character so you guys can know out of character. In character you don't know Odor is the idea of like a muse in the way of like ecstasy, fury, frenzy, inspiration. If you have spirit, you can be a drow. That's what he's trying to say. But in
Gotcha.
character, you don't understand
You
that.
character.
Odor. Body odor. I think he's telling you you stink, Tibor.
It's spelled like this. I'll just throw it in the general chat.
Ooh, that's
I
a
haven't done
funky
it
one.
for a few days, few weeks. I was on a ship for about 6 months, and I didn't, as you can imagine, I didn't exactly get a shower or a bath
Do they have drow
before you
bathhouses?
guys.
Their bathhouses are cold ponds, so they take ice baths, baby.
Yeah, I'll take anything at this point.
Yeah.
At least I will. I don't know about you guys.
I was kind of expecting
I'm
like a chinchilla dirt bath.
You notice that a lot of the drow actually in some of their homes, which if you have attempted to touch this, they'll get mad at you. But they have like big like cups of this whitish face paint that every day or so they will give themselves a light face paint. And when assuming Took will occasionally go out to hunt, he puts on more ornate face paint along his body as well. You notice the young drow, or the ones who have not passed the initiation yet, do not have that white face. Unless there's anything else you guys would like to do or learn, we can either end this session today or end it guys leaving. You guys would like to see what's on the other side of the fire gate.
Didn't he mention like stars?
Yeah, he mentioned he said a lot of funky things. I can repeat it if you'd like.
I would love that.
He said, follow the singing strings of fate. They will take you where you need.
Strings of fate. Glowworms.
Follow the glowworms.
People with glow sticks just do a little dance with them.
The guys
Follow
on like
along.
the airport runway, they're just going this way.
Follow me.
Yeah, it'd be
And he's
so much
singing at
easier.
the same time. Follow me.
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Singing strings of fate. I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget that. I think that's interesting.
Okay. Do you want to end it now, or what do you guys want?
Hey, what do you think?
It'd be cool to end on a bang with the gate opening, but
It's such a
You don't have to
peaceful
go through the
domestic
gate.
moment.
We can just open it, and you can make decisions later. Does that sound good?
Okay.
Okay. Does that sound good to you too, Katie?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Gives
eventually,
me more time to.
yeah. You're able to eventually, with the help of Took, find Evandrude, and you're able to find Flosi, the giant keeper as well. They walk up to the gate, and as Flosi appears to be getting that kind of rainbow rock from his side, Evan turns to you and says, "Advice I have for you. Fate is your friend. Its gifts. Not work against it. It is Drawway. There is beginning, and there is end." He nods his head. Flosi begins to pull out the stone, and he walks up to the gate, and with another stone he has in his hand, he, like a piece of flint and steel, lights it, and the gate begins to erupt in this crack and tear of rainbow fire. as the entire gateway begins to open and a huge gust of wind swirls throughout the room we're in. Evandrude turns to you and says, "They wish to fight Ingvald. Yes?"
Yep.
He thinks to himself. He looks a little worried, but says, "Ingvald, the Jotun, they have fate too. They will one day end too."
To nothing.
And he
From
steps
nothing.
aside, smiles, and repeats to you a drowish phrase, and this is straight up the reason you were let in. "Death is the darkness we are born into." And he steps aside, walk through that rainbow fiery gate, whenever you. And I think that's a great place to end the session. The second, like, Carrie was like, "Oh yeah, like, death, like, you're born into nothing, and then you die into nothing." I'm like, "Oh, well, nope, you're getting let in now." That's what they believe. There you go.
There's the passport.
That's the passcode. You made it.
Yeah, I was kind of afraid I was saying too much.
No. They
Yeah.
I think that through living with them for I'll say like maybe a couple days to even a week, depending on what you guys want. Notice that they really, really, really value honesty, bravery, confidence, and acceptance, and they morally oppose dishonesty, cowardice, and unsureness. So the more confident you appear in yourself and what you're doing, you'd notice the more they respect you. Yeah, that's where we're going to be ending the session today. Yay! It's not a bad ending, it's a positive one. Didn't get killed by the demon.
We did it.
Or the drow.
Or the drow,
Or the drow.
yay! Alright. So any last words? How y'all dealing with it? How you feeling?
I'm glad I could use my translation skills.
Yeah, there you go. That was good. I was really impressed.
Thank you. I was kind of worried that Firegate was like a translation of something. I was like, what does Firegate mean?
They throw us
I
in
mean,
the
It's a
pit of lava.
Firegate.
I
It's
mean,
just a
it
Firegate.
is. All right, I'll see you all some other time. That was a lot of fun. I'm glad that we were able to have a 2-part session instead of just a 1-part session. So that was a lot of fun. I'm glad that it's given me something to do, something to pour my creative energy into. So thank you so much, especially Katie. It's been an honor having you around. It was you showed up one day. It's like, "Hey, can I play D&D?" I'm like, "I don't know about this person." Then it was first day. I'm like, "Nah, I love you. You're great." I love Tibor too. So thank you so much.
Thank you for housing.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It's been great to have you around too. I mean, Kelly, you're okay, but I hope to see both Kelly and Carrie again, and I hope, Katie, we have a fan that'll stick around for us. And hopefully, if you come back, you're more than welcome to either make a new character or bring Tibor back. So
I love Tibor so much.
I know.
I love Tibor.
I know. We need him. We need the positivity. So.
I've been catching up on the recordings, and you guys bring up Tibor every time there's like something slightly dangerous that nobody else wants to do.
Where's Tibor when you need him? Yeah, it's great. It's great. No, he will be remembered. So
he will be remembered. We love Tibor in this house.
Hopefully you don't remember me in the same sense that you remember the ball bearings.
No, trust me. What happens in the bathhouse stays in the bathhouse. Alright. So I guess we're gonna wrap it up here at 2 hours and 50 minutes. Nice.
Woo!
Nice.
Woo! Alright, who wants to wrap us up with the final word?
Katie, I think you should have the honors.
Yes.
Alright, I'll take that. Kumquat.